Everyone. Father Jared coming to you on this Monday morning. Finally getting another video out. It's been a few weeks. Been kind of busy, but I commit to doing that, and I'll probably make another video here towards the end of the week about Lent. But today I was just inspired from one of my own just resolutions following my retreat, was that I needed to make a longer Thanksgiving after Mass. And Thanksgiving after Mass now, St. Mary Magdalene de Pazzi, I'm not real sure how you pronounce that, something like that. She once said that the minutes following Holy Communion are the most precious we have in this life. And that's because, we've received the living God, Jesus Christ, body, blood, soul, and divinity, into our bodies, and thus also into the very depths of our souls and our hearts. And so those minutes following the holy sacrifice of the Mass, those moments where we have the opportunity to take some time with our Lord, are the most precious that we have. And so I would encourage each and every one of you to consider taking that practice. Just even take a few moments, a few minutes following Mass to just pray on your knees before our Lord. I know that for me is, something that's not all that easy to do, because, we got done with Mass, and now we've got to run to do other things, right? And all those kind of things. But just taking even a few short moments with our Lord are just so fundamentally important. So take advantage of those moments. Take advantage of the opportunity to commune with our Lord, to just have that conversation with Him, and to develop a real, living relationship with our Lord in the most holy Eucharist, which is the burning furnace of charity, His sacred heart, aflame with love for you. And obviously, Thanksgiving means giving thanks to Him for that gift. I mean, that's primarily what it's about. It's that opportunity to give Him thanks for that most precious gift. That if we take advantage of that time to just give thanks, there's a lot of set prayers that you can do for that. I actually have a beat up book, Lift Up Your Hearts, which was a kind of a compilation of prayers that Father Amberger did that I use, that has a number of Thanksgiving prayers after Mass, usually at the back of most hymnals, if those are back in your church, or missalettes, if you have one of those. Usually have a collection of different prayers of Thanksgiving that you can make after Mass, just because that helps us to kind of spend that time and to really take advantage of those moments that we have following Holy Communion to commune with our Lord, because that's really what it's all about, is talking with Him in the midst of our hearts, having that conversation with Him, with whatever it is that's going on in your life. That as you go out into the world, to pray that you might carry His presence with you into your family, into your workplace, into the grocery store, whatever it may be, into your home. Just always taking advantage of those moments to really make that time of prayer fruitful. But then also, I think another reason to do Thanksgiving after Mass, for me at least, it is one of the surest ways to overcome spiritual desolation and dryness. That if I extend my Thanksgiving after Mass whenever I'm really struggling to feel the Lord's presence, when I'm feeling empty or just dry and just really not feeling it that day, that spending those few extra moments with our Lord in the Eucharist following Mass is one of the best remedies I have for that state. Now, that doesn't necessarily always last all that long after that, but it does really help me to, in that moment at least, feel the Lord's loving presence, because, His loving presence has just been brought into my body, especially, and of course, obviously, this is also kind of contingent upon a worthy reception of our Lord in the Eucharist as well. So not being in a state of mortal sin whenever we receive Him, also as whenever that Thanksgiving can be really, really effective following Mass. So just those kind of things to be aware of and to really focus on in your own life of prayer, I think can be really, really fruitful. Perhaps something to consider committing to in Lent itself as well. So I just want to offer that to you. And now I understand, like here at Holy Angels, we have Rosary after Mass, and obviously that can be a prayer of Thanksgiving as well, and at least a daily Mass. And weekend Masses, we don't have that, because usually the time between is very, very short in between Masses. But still, taking that opportunity to just pray with our Lord, one of the surest ways to begin hearing His voice in the silence of our hearts, praying after Mass for those few short moments, a few short minutes, just something that can be really, really valuable. St. Francis of Sales suggested 15 minutes after Mass, but sometimes we don't always have that much time, but still spending just a few short moments, a few minutes, can be really, really helpful to inculcate that inner desire that we have to receive Him, not only once again, but also to strain and lean into our eternity in heaven. So with that, I hope that each of you can take advantage of taking some moments after Mass, after receiving our Lord in the Most Holy Eucharist, to give him thanks for that gift, to speak with him in the depths of your heart about what the desires of your heart, to ask him to be carried with you beyond that time, and then also to remedy maybe any spiritual desolation, worries, fears, all those kind of things that we can often have within our hearts, to allow him to console you in the midst of that, and also to console his heart, because so many have forgotten his loving presence in the Eucharist. With that, I hope each of you have a wonderful week, and God bless you.